Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gachie Skyman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. This presidency is a poisoned chalice to President William Samuel Ruto. He is in catch 2022 situation. Ako katika jiapada. When you look at these demonstrations that now are entering the third week, when you look at the whole scenario, the government has been left with the eggs on the face. It is portraying the government as a government that doesn't care so much about human rights. Again, it looks like the government is unable to handle the situation. These demonstrations are likely to kill the political career of some of our political leaders. When you listen to the way some of them are talking, you agree with me that people, Kenyans, you have to think twice before voting for them in 2027 if the current situation continue. So how has the government been left with the eggs on the face? Mayai yalioza ndio ambayo sasa, unajua yai ambalo limeoza lina fodogoo, harufu bovu kabisa, inanuka ni kitu ambacho hungetaka kuona. And that is what is on the face of the government of the Republic of Kenya. When you look at the government, it is coming out as a brutal regime. Very, very brutal. Because the way they are handling the demonstrators, the way they are handling the protesters, utaona kwamba there's a lot of brutality. Kuna mambo ambayo yanaonyesha hawa ni watu ambao, hii ni serikali ambayo haina huruma. Serikali ya kiimla, serikali ya kidikteta, serikali ambayo haijali, yenye dhuluma, hata kule kubeba bunduki kwa wananchi ambao hawana chochote ila sufuria ambazo wamekelea juu ya vichwa vyao na matawi na vitambaa vyeupe. And the government is sending the policemen. So the presence of the policemen, just the presence of the policemen with their guns is an egg on the face of the government, on the face of the international circles. Sababu kile ambacho kinajitokeza ni kwamba inajitokeza the government is very, very brutal. Again, when you look at the government, you realize that the government is using excessive force. The policemen are using excessive force. So that force, the way they are using water cannons, the way they are spraying people with water, the way they are spraying people with tear gas, a crowd of tear gas, is something that is shocking. And I believe haya ni mambo ambayo yatakuwa na madhara kwa afya wa Kenya katika siku za usoni. Because I believe if you are exposed to too much tear gas, it is likely to affect your eyes. Itathuru macho yako na wakati mwingine hata kuthuru hata figo zako, and even the liver, maybe, who knows, even the kidney. Kwa hivyo kile ambacho kinajitokeza ni kwamba serikali inaonekana kama inatumia nguvu kupita kiasi. The way they are arresting the demonstrators, the way they are handling them, all tells you that the government is using excessive force. In fact, when you look at the demonstrators, look at these demonstrations, they are peaceful, all said and done. Kile ambacho kinajitokeza ni kwamba polisi wanajitokeza, na wakati ambapo wanajitokeza ndio ambao wanajitokeza kama wale ambao wanazua fujo. Wananchi hawana chochote, wanatembea tu kwa amani, dancing. And I don't know what is irritating them, because people are peaceful. Again, when you look at the policemen, there is this policeman who is a happy trigger guy, and people are calling him the assassin, the one in checked shirt, all the time, a trigger-happy guy who sprayed the demonstrators with rubber bullets, and sometimes I understand he used live bullets, and then he seems to be a person on a mission. Indeed, his photos are all over the world. His photos are in the international media, and this is bad for the country. This is an egg on the government. And the image that is coming out is that our policemen are like murderers. Our policemen don't care. Our policemen are so brutal that they can spray peaceful demonstrators with live bullets, destroying vehicles. Ule uharibifu wa mali ni jambo lingine ambalo linaleta taswira baya sana, taswira bovu. Serikali ambayo inajitokeza kama haijui kile ambacho kinafaa kuwa kinafanywa. Again, when you look at the attack of the media itself clearly says that the government does not respect the freedom of the press. It doesn't. The government is irritated by this freedom. When Mwai Kibaki took over the power and started respecting the freedoms of Kenyans, the freedom of association, the freedom of expression, people did not realize that Kibaki was just being honest. Kibaki was just being himself. Kibaki, having worked na wazungu na watu wengine ambao wanaheshimu sheria zao, he knew that people have their rights. And again, we have seen all the gains that were made by Kibaki and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta being thrown away to the dogs. We are losing the gains that were made. Some of them very, very important. It took the intervention of the US Embassy yesterday. The ambassador criticized the government for attacking the media. And this, in my view, is wrong. Again, the Media Council of Kenya na wamejitokeza na wamelaumu kitendo hiki. And when you look at it, the blame is directed to the government, not to Azimio, not to Raila Amolo Odinga and his brigade. Again, the death of a Maseno University student and some children, young children who were sprayed by canisters in Mathare, wakaangukiwa wakiwa ndani ya nyumba, wengine wakachomeka mikono na wengine wakafa usiku. Vifo vyao ni vifo ambavyo vina uchungu mwingi sana. Vifo vyao ni vifo ambavyo vinatamausha kila mmoja wetu. It is wrong for the government to use this kind of approach. It is wrong for the government to kill its people. It is wrong for the government to hurt children. Kama kuna watu ambao hana hatia, ni watoto. Watoto ni watu ambao hawana hatia lolote, hata hajui kile ambacho kinaendelea. Lakini wakati ambapo wanatokea kama waathiriwa ambao wanaathiriwa na haya, basi tunaweza tukasema kwamba jambo hili halifai hata kidogo. Serikali is coming out as the villain. Again, when you look at the way Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's northern farm was attacked, who appear to be the villain? When you look at the perception of the international community, when you look at the perception of Kenyans, the government of William Ruto is coming out as the villain. Kwa sababu walikuwa pale, habari za kijasusi zilikuwa zinaonyesha kwamba walikuwa wanajua kile ambacho kitatokea. Walikuwa wanajua ya kwamba shamba lingevamiwa, lakini wakaamua kunyamaza. Wakaamua kukaa pale katika kambi zao without doing anything. This is another egg on the face of the government. The perception that came out is that the government is indeed working with the goons. The government is supporting the goons. And the presence of some security guys who are in unmarked vehicle to back up the goons in the northern farm and even in the East Africa spectrum. Raila Amolo Odinga's gas company. It is something that is portraying the government in bad image. Bad image in the eyes of the international community, in the eyes of any investor, in the eyes of even God himself in heaven. Again, when you look at the way UDA is talking, I just want you to listen to just two people, Rigathi and Kimani Ichung'wah. The way they are talking, attacking the former head of state, and trying to justify the attack of the Northern Farm, trying to, you see, like they are supporting what happened. Even their language, that they are not even ready to dialogue, they are not even ready to listen to anything, then they look like they are extremists. And for sure, they are. They are extremists. Because with them, William Ruto cannot achieve much. There's no dialogue that can take place with this kind of attitude. When you look at the way they are addressing the former Prime Minister, Raila Amolo Odinga, and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, when you listen to their language, listen to their tone, in their tone, you're able to learn a lot about that person. When you look at their faces, their attitude, their body language, it tells you like they are out to revenge. They will be very happy to see even Raila Amolo Odinga arrested. And none other than Kimani Ichung'wah was tweeting that nothing would happen to this country if Raila was arrested. Is this just arrest? Because if he believes that he should be arrested, I think the government should not even be tweeting. The government should move in speed and arrest Raila Amolo Odinga instead of tweeting, because that is what should happen if they believe it should happen. And because they believe there will be no consequences, let's see if there will be consequences. Again, when you look at the government, and then I want to look at Mama Ngina Kenyatta. Many people, especially the elderly people, women and men, empathized with Mama Ngina Kenyatta. They empathized with Mama Ngina Kenyatta. Because there is a feeling that she is being traumatized by this government. There's a feeling that serikali hii inamtesa ajuza mama wa taifa, wa mwanzilishi wa taifa. And many people feel that she should be left. She should be allowed to rest. She should be allowed to enjoy her life. She should be allowed to enjoy her old age. She was there when the country was fighting for independence. She was there when the foundation of this country were being laid. She carries a lot of history for this nation. And now attacking her farm because she's the registered owner of that land, the Northern Farm, it is wrong in the eyes of the international community. In the eyes of God, it is wrong. In the eyes of even children, it is wrong. What a bad example to the children of this nation. What a bad example to our neighbors. So many people, by the fact that they were sympathizing with Mama Ngina Kenyatta, is a fact that the government feels is imepakwa mayai yalioza. I don't know what you think, but if you ask me, the government is being portrayed in bad image. The government is coming out as the villain. Serikali ndio ambayo inaonekana inafaa kulaumiwa. Na kusema kweli, mgala muwe na haki mpe. All said and done, the demonstrators are trying to carry out peaceful demonstrations. Indeed, they need to be commended. And when you look at the leaders, they are trying to tell the demonstrators to maintain peace, which is a good thing. I've always said that we have only one country. Kenya is our motherland, and no effort should be spared to maintain peace and tranquility in this nation. May you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.